Alright, we got it all connected up. We're going to turn this thing on and see if things work. Really nervous about my ground connection though, because I hate working with outlets, but I know this is ground. I know that guy right there is ground. He is ground. That's ground. I have nothing to worry about. It's been tested ground. I have tested ground. I have nothing to worry about. Just convincing myself. Alright, we are going live. We have our primary on. With the relays click. Some kind of reading on the cells now. Going to switch this up here, I think, to just sequence of pulses maybe. Alright, basic sequenced pulse there. I hear it. Not getting anything because I forgot my diode connections. Modular diodes. Diodes in place. Some of my coils are burnt out, so we're trying a different secondary. Also found out that I don't necessarily have to have this thing grounded to an outlet, because when the safety switch is turned off by default, it grounds, or basically interconnects, all of the circuitry to neutralize any voltage. As you can see here, I'm still maintaining 0 volts at the cell during power off. Much safer condition. Interesting pulse doubling we have here. Look at that. I think my lens is dirty. Hang on. That's a little better. Look at that pulse doubling. That's pretty cool. I don't know why I'm getting all this noise on my primary. Once I get up to, I don't know, 10 volts or so, it really doesn't do anything anymore. So I'm like, what in the heck is this noise going on here? It's just kind of like in between this pulse, kind of random. Looks like a pretty high frequency, like get that dirty girl. It's like a blip. Doesn't really correspond though. It doesn't, I don't know. My inductor polarity or whatever isn't doing squat. With this particular configuration, able to get pretty nice equal opposite polarity pulses being generated during the off time. But again, I can't get my voltage above 12 volts here input. It just doesn't do anything. That's 22 volts at 28. And that's 12 volts right there, so 20 additional volts doesn't do anything. But that pulsing is kind of what we want there. We can spin this gate up to as fast as possible and get, you know, maybe 50 volts across the cell, but that's not even enough to make any production. So not really sure what's going on here. Debugging, troubleshooting must be done. Again, I don't even know if these coils transformers are even worth a gosh darn hoot. So when I left off here, I don't know how long that was ago, we're probably needing to wind some new transformers anyhow, so that's probably what we're going to have to do. But yeah, look at this. Voltage on the cell here, clearly. I'm going to turn it off here and boom, instantly down to 0 volts, millivolts, as we can see here. So the safety ground during power off, I believe, protects me fully from any stored energy in my capacitors here being translated over to these coils and me getting shocked when I want to change configurations or transformer coils out. Grounds my entire setup so I can effectively eliminate the risk of electrical hazard, which ends up making me more confident in my work and being able to work quicker and without fear. Slightly better results with this odd configuration, but still from like 12 volts to 29, we only gain 1 volt at the cell. We're getting pretty good polarity pulses here during on time. Again, anything above like 15 volts or so does not net me anything really voltage-wise on the cell. Also amperage here, if you look at like 2.1 amp, negligible amp consumption for the increase of double the voltage. I mean, solid like waveform here, but I'm just not able to get over like 75 volts on the cell, and that translates to practically no production, as you can see there, just the residuals. I'm sure it's just something here with these old transformers and whatnot, but kind of frustrating here. We're gonna have to probably have a taco timeout or something of the sort. I think pulled pork pause. I might come back and screw with this later. Maybe just start winding some new transformers. Might look into maybe shielding this thing. It might be interference of sort that's causing whatever. But certainly not able to achieve the voltage I have been. But that's probably just because, again, because of my transformers here and I'm not using known good equipment, etc. Also, my water could be old and dirty and contaminated and conducting too much current. That's also a possibility. I may flush these things out and start afresh. So at least if anything, we have a successful test of our new HVIC Matrix Switcher. And everything working as expected here. Primary driver, the VIC actual switching we've tested and verified here. We did find we had a bad diode, which is cool. That'll help moving forward. And our new safety ground here is a real godsend to help with safety. So progress here. Let's not be discouraged here, but we have much more to do, much more to try now that we have a new setup here. Thanks for all watching. Again, I'm going to be moving this project forward as much as humanly possible. I've got a ton of things on my plate here in the coming months, so we're going to see what kind of time I can dedicate to this. I've been neglecting a lot of things, my business included, to work on this project and get this where I can actually do more. Y'all have a great one.
This is Stan's Revenge.